It's not going to sign me up to no digital shit.
Say no to QR codes. Stay with the bar.
Do you know what I mean? That's really good.
That was an amazing piece of technology.
I've had enough. I've had enough of that bullshit. I've had enough of those lies. Every single time they say something, they go against it. Every single time. 2 weeks to flatten the curve has turned into what? 5 years? They renewed the COVID Act, for fuck's sake. Yeah? Excuse my language, but it's fucking shit. It's a load of rubbish. So every single time they say something, it's a fucking lie. So they say this is to stop illegal immigrants working. It's a load of shit. They're just going to squeeze more and more and more until people choke to death. And so they can squeeze more money out of everybody with whether or not it's taxes, inflation. Taxes and inflation are the same thing, really. And it just carries on and on and on until people, just normal people, with their shopping, vote with their wallets. Because voting within this political system ain't working at the moment. And 2029 will be a big test of that, whether or not it works or not. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Go
on.
What would you say to people, right, who don't really understand what's going on with digital ID, who think it's fine, don't think it's a big deal? Like, how would you express the dangers to them? Like, if they're watching this, what would you say to these people?
I think there's a really good metaphor, and the story goes is there's this dog sitting on a rusty nail, moaning and moaning and moaning, getting more and more uncomfortable. And the postman comes to the front door, and the owner, she says, I don't know, it says to the postman, I don't know why he carries on sitting on that rusty nail. He could just get up and get moving and do something about it. And so the postman says, it doesn't hurt enough yet. It doesn't hurt enough yet. Postman comes back, same question, same answer. Doesn't hurt enough yet. Doesn't hurt enough yet. I don't think people are apathetic because they don't know what's going on. I don't think people are apathetic because they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to sit on their arse. They just don't know what to do about it. They don't have the activation energy. They don't have the tools. They don't have the alternatives. This is why centralisation is so bad for everybody. You've got, the game theory, the power of one compared to the power of zero. We've got how many alternative choices? You know, it keeps on getting reduced back to zero. Look at Twitter with Elon Musk. When he changed the free speech algorithms, he allowed more free speech on that platform, it reignited it. It became the power of one, and people flocked to that. The problem is every time we end up with Parler or a new place or Gab, and a load of people go there that may be extremists, when other people go there, to have free speech, what then happens is then the establishment can associate them with other extremists, or only extremists go there. So it then keeps that monopoly on YouTube or other main channels. So my question is, why can't we have the discussion to those so-called normies, as some people call them, people who aren't sure of what to do? Why can't we have that discussion? Why can't we talk about the bad efficacy of the so-called vaccinations? Why can't we discuss the difference in technology? Why can't we discuss all of the bad things that could come along with digital ID before we're allowed to vote on it? Nobody voted for this. Nobody voted for give the power for lockdowns to Parliament at all. You had the previous lockdown ability because of rats on a boat. Yeah, because you had plagues coming on boats. That was the only power they had, and they reworked that and put that into the system, which they then renewed. So why can't we have the conversation? Start there. Why can't we have that freedom to talk and discuss? Why do people get cancelled?
This is like everybody though, isn't it? It's not like left wing, right wing.
Why? Just for talking.
Crosshairs here.
And that comes back to the weaponisation of hate speech brought in by Tony Blair.
Great response from the public.
Needs to be taken. I stand. Blair built. And Starmer is just another puppet on a string to do that, because this is what Blair wanted years ago.
Someone's there in person.
It's the same thing again and again. People got to look at cycles, not look at winning or losing. It's a cycle. They squeeze, we push back. They squeeze, we push back. It's looking at that cycle and continually resisting. That's my best, mate.